let me know if you can hear me as usual. I'm streaming a little bit early because I couldn't wait. I was too excited. Hi guys! Again, I ended up moving my setup to a different place, so I had to unplug everything. So please tell me if my microphone and everything is working accordingly. Hello lads and gentle lads, welcome to the stream. I moved my entire setup to a different position, so I'm sorry it's like a little bit more ugly now, but I'm gonna put some LED lights behind me and like, I don't know, I wanna get like a cinnamon roll LED light. Yeah, but welcome. Please let me know. Oh my god, it's all good. Thank you. I always need like one person to tell me my microphone is going well. Hi guys! Oh, thank you for coming. Hi everybody. I have a few things I want to talk about tonight, but I figured we could just have like a cozy little night chat. Arigato, thank you. Oh, good morning. Damn. It is 10:30 in Japan right now. So yeah, once again, I moved my setup because I finally got a frigging computer table. So this place is kind of ugly. So the back, I'm gonna put like LED lights and stuff. So maybe the next stream it's gonna look really cool. But for now, it's gonna be ugly. So I'm sorry. So yeah, I have a lot of things I want to talk about tonight. There's a lot of stuff happening in the news, and also just like dumb stuff going on in my life that I wanted to talk about. Nia, hi. So yeah, I actually had a meeting today with the design company that I work for, so I have a lot of news about that. And yeah, today was actually my day off, so I could rest a little bit. That was pretty freaking sweet actually. And like some bizarre stuff's going on in the news in Japan, and I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. And I thought maybe we could just have like a little like advice column again. I really enjoyed that last time when people asked for advice, and then I gave like really dog shit advice, and then people in chat actually gave good advice. That was really good. So yeah, maybe I'll talk about my meeting today. So I think I already talked about it in the Discord. I actually did put the link for the Discord in the description, so if you guys are not in the Discord, please join the Discord. I posted my new samples in the Discord today. It's taken a really long time to make this thing because it's kind of complicated. It doesn't look all that complicated, but like we're using like gradient printing, and it's a pattern that we never used before. The skirt I invented, kind of like, we wasn't sure if it was going to work, but then the final result, it came out pretty good, but it did take 2 or 3 tries. So the product we wanted to release already, but it's not coming out yet because so many samples. But it seems like the next sample is the last one, and then we can finally set it. And yeah, I had a meeting today, and I think I'm allowed to talk about this on stream, but probably I can't announce it online until we can announce it. But it seems like we're going to be selling our products in Don Quijote, which is really funny because I really love I love Don Quixote like a whole lot. But the company were kind of like weird about it because in Japan, Don Quixote kind of has like a weird like kind of like bad connotations. Obviously it's related to like Yakuza in some parts. So yeah, I also apologize if you can hear my cat going absolutely apeshit. I did just feed him. Like he's a barefaced liar. He literally just ate. Hi, thank you. I'm really excited to show everyone. Once again, we're doing white and blue colorway and black and pink colorway. If you want to see the new samples, I did post them in the Discord. But I don't think I'm supposed to be sharing them as yet, so if you see them in the Discord, please don't post them anywhere. But yeah, or I could get in trouble. And I also started the new international page for the brand, which is just going to be like in English and any foreign language. And that's kind of hard because I'm starting from 0, and I'm going to try and get 500 followers by next month. So yeah, it's a little bit hard. So I'm like doing that job at my actual job, on my main job. So I've been working a lot recently. The moment I set foot in Donkey, I'll get the whole Capsule Bunny collection. Oh my god, that makes me really happy. Yeah, I'm excited to do like a little pilgrimage. I think the main one they're selling at is Akiba, and I actually went there 2 days ago, which is kind of like a coincidence. I went to Akiba Donki and they had this whole kind of like giant Tenchikai White and Jedi fashion and subcore fashion section. It was really, really sick. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. And then I had the meeting and I guess we're going to be selling there. So I'm really, really excited. I'm not sure if you guys saw, but I posted the picture from Akiba on my Twitter and my Instagram. Maybe I'll post it in the Discord later, but I guess we're going to be selling there. Thank you guys. Why is Japan hitting on man Don Quixote? Yeah, honestly, I speak about Don Quixote a lot at work, and it is kind of weird because I'm not sure exactly, but I think Don Quixote was supposed to have ties with like not very savory character. I don't really get it, and obviously it appears a lot in the game Yakuza, and I think it's just generally considered to be like tacky, and because I'm not sure if you guys have ever been to Don Quixote, but it is pretty tacky, but like in a good way. But on the top floors, they sell like a lot of like used goods from like brand goods and champagne bottles and stuff like that. And generally those are resold from hosts and hostesses. So I think Don Quixote, and obviously Don Quixote is like open all night, so it's very much associated with nightlife, and I guess that kind of makes people feel a little bit weird. So it's understandable that a lot of people wouldn't want their products sold in Don Quixote, because in some respects it has the connotations of nightlife, but Jedi, subcore, and Tenshikai Wai fashions are also kind of associated with nightlife, so I don't think there's any problem being associated with Don Quixote. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about that. I can hear it, thank God. I was really worried because again I moved my setup and I wasn't sure if I plugged in everything correctly. Is it the pic with the cool cutout heights and socks? Cutout tights and socks. No, it's not. That's a different thing, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe. Sensory overload help. For real. Say ooh woo, please. Ooh. No, I can't even do it. Oh my god. I wanna throw up. Ooh. Yeah. I personally love Don Quixote. It's like my favorite place in the world, but it is sensory overload, and I do get sensory overload. It's quite a lot. So if I spend more than 10 minutes in there, I do start to feel sick. But okay, so there's actually 3 kinds of donkey. There is Don Quixote, there is Mega Donkey, and there is Kira Kira Donkey, which is like shiny donkey. I don't get why they call it that because all Don Quixotes are shiny. But Mega Donkey is the ones that you want to go to. Mega Donkeys are super, super big and there's more space. But if you go to a regular Don Quixote, and okay, this is my advice, don't go to one in Shinjuku. That one is trash. The aisles are too close together. There's too many people in there. If you go to one a little bit further out, generally the aisles are more further apart and they're a little bit more relaxing. Actually, the one in Shin Okubo is huge and it's really, really sick and kind of relaxing. And again, depending on which donkey you go to, they'll do like stuff for that area. So the one in Shinokubo actually has a lot of Korean cosmetics and snacks, and that's it. And the one in Sapporo is all just like fish stuff. It was really interesting. Donkey is not Yakuza. Like people believe that some parts of where they get their money from does come from the Yakuza. So like there is that held belief in Japan. I'm not sure if it's correct. I don't know. So yeah. They were so cool looking. Thank you. I'm really glad. I'm glad that you guys like the new samples. The new sample is also coming out in black and pink, and it's gonna have like devil wings on the back, and yeah, it's gonna be a different vibe. So I hope you guys like them both. I haven't seen the black and pink one yet, so I'm really excited for that. And I guess we will do a photo shoot soon. I want to make a photo shoot event soon. I'm gonna get all the sample clothing from the other designers, and also the brand I'm working for is releasing a separate line of just the original clothes, and they're gonna give me all the samples, and I'm gonna rent a studio, and I'm just gonna invite people to come and try them on and take pictures. So if anyone is in Japan for that, then please come. Interesting. I wish I could write that down. I will tell you that personally anytime you want. The IKEA maze experience. Oh my god, I went to I think it's one of the biggest IKEA in Shin Yokohama. I nearly died. Jesus Christ. It was so big, and you know I'm bad at directions and following arrows. I got lost. I was hungry. I actually recorded a video that I didn't relate. Maybe I still have the footage. If I have the footage, maybe I'll upload the video. It was wild. I don't recommend going to that one. There's smaller IKEA in Shibuya. Yeah, there's one in Shibuya and there's one in Harajuku. I recommend just going there. Like, there's no need to go to such a huge IKEA. Jesus Christ. If better still, just order online. Hi Capsule Bunny, I'm your big fan. Hi LM, thank you for coming to our live stream. We're gonna have a cozy chat about business, and then we're gonna chat shit and talk about the economy as usual. Wrap ballet socks for the set you made. Ah, yes. Yeah, the new samples we have do have wings on the back. That's the thing that was kind of hard. Like, the sample that I got today was cute, but the wings were too small, so they're gonna make them bigger. And oh yeah, the sample they gave me today, I took a picture of the front, but the back that has the angel wings, they put the angel wings on opposite, so the right and the left were switched, and I was like, I think you put them on the wrong way around, and they're like, oh damn, so like I didn't show you guys pictures of that. But the new sample will be ready pretty quickly, and once that's ready, I'll show you guys the back. Mega Donkey, you will get lost. I live here. For real, one day I'll just get lost in Donkey and I'll die there. The good thing about Donkey is that it does have lots of snacks. So if you were trapped there, like, you could just live forever in Don Quixote, and it's open 24/7. Like, what's stopping people from just living there? Let's not forget the trauma bonding. Yeah, normally, like, when I do a live stream, I'm like, let's keep this nice and upbeat. And then by, like, the 30th minute, we're all like, yeah, so my dad used to lock me in the cupboard. So, yeah, it's been a very busy day. The meeting's always kind of stressful, again, because the meeting is all in Japanese, and it's all in Keigo, and today was the CEO was there. And the last time I saw the CEO, I was like wearing my pajamas, and it was really, really awkward. And the time before that, we did a video call, and I was sick, and I was also in my pajamas. So today, I made sure to put friggin' makeup on to see this guy. And it was really cute. He's just like an old guy, and he was really, really excited to meet me and talk about, they have a bunch of their own products. And yeah, it was just really, really nice. There are some things that a couple of times I didn't really get it, and I had to search it later, but overall I didn't have that many problems with communication or anything like that. Like, I was just really nervous. What would you prefer, getting trapped at Donkey or IKEA? I would say IKEA, because you can survive on a 100 yen hot dogs, and the hot dogs are still 100 yen, and meatballs and mashed potatoes for like ever, whereas Donkey doesn't really do like restaurant food. They just do like snacks. But I heard that the Don Quixote in America actually has food, like hot food. You can get like hot Japanese food. So that's pretty sick. Maybe if I got trapped in the one in America, then I would pick Don Quixote. But yeah, IKEA is pretty sick. And yeah, so that's what I did today. I had a meeting, and I had a job interview yesterday for a teaching job, and the salary is like crazy high. Like, there's no way I'm getting this job. Like, I'm so surprised that they gave me a job interview. When I applied for this job on Gaijin Pot, it shows you how many applications there were, and I think already like 400 people applied for this job, so I was very surprised they gave me a job interview. But it is just one of those, recently there's this trend in job interviews where they send you a link and you go and they give you questions, and then like the question pops up, and then you have a time limit where you have to film yourself answering to the question, like a video. And it was like 13 questions of that. And I took a picture of one of the questions because it was so stupid. And I'm not going to, if they tell me that I haven't got the job, I'm going to post it on Twitter. The question was, if Kirby ate you, which of his superpowers, no, which of your superpowers would Kirby get? And Jesus Christ, like, I didn't know how to answer it. I just said British accent. Like, realistically, there's nothing I personally can do that Kirby can't do. And I'm just like, it's really annoying because at the moment people are trying really hard to get jobs, and I'm like, yeah, so excited to get this interview, and the questions all friggin' like, what brand of peanut butter are you? It's like, let me tell you about my job experience. Like, I just want to tell you guys about my job experience, and it's asking me about Kirby. Jesus Christ. I hope Donkey has a nice place to eat too. Yeah, honestly, I think Donkey should make a donkey restaurant or cafe. And like, you know how Dompen, the mascot, is really popular? They should just do cakes with him on. It would do so well. Hi, Alyssa. Thank you for coming. British accent. Like, for real. My only superpower is having a British accent. So if Kirby ate me, that's all he'd get. Is a British accent and like a foul mouth. That's all he would get. Like, what do you want me to say? What is the correct answer to this question? And oh my god, guys, I would like this job because the pay is super high. But is this the kind of thing I'm gonna have to deal with at work? Like, why didn't they ask me any questions about my job experience? And the rest of the questions were just really like, oh, how do you work in a team? Do you consider yourself a team player? And stuff like that. It was just so benign and mundane. And then there's that like Kirby question. And get this, the last question was, please upload a PowerPoint of you, like different videos or like things of you teaching. I don't have any videos of me teaching. They don't let us film children. They don't, like, why would I have any videos of me teaching? So I just skipped that question, so I'm definitely not getting this job, guys. But it was nice to try. I do periodically apply to new jobs. My job at the moment isn't too bad, but I just want more money, so yeah. Oh, that's bullshit. I hate that kind of thing. There was a famous one that I saw on the internet, and it was like, someone gifts you an elephant. You cannot sell or give away the elephant. What do you do with the elephant? And this is a friggin' this is a question in a job interview. And this is what makes me so mad, right? Because, like, you're hungry, you're trying to pay your rent, you finally get a job interview, and it's like people are just having fun and playing with your emotions, and they're not going to hire you anyway. It's just so stupid. It's just... And one of the questions as well was like a role play thing. And this is something I really hate. If you're ever doing job interviews in Japan for being an English teacher, they will make you role play. They will make you role play. I've done so many role plays before. I made a video about this. I'm not sure if you saw one of the worst interviews I ever had, and it was like a role play thing. But this one showed me a video of a Japanese person talking, and I had to film a video pretending I was talking to them and coaching them. Honestly, it made me feel so bad. Oh god, the mundane questions are everywhere. For real though, like, it's either super mundane or just stuff like that. It's just ask me. Ask me what my job experience is. Ask me about my experience in the classroom. Ask me what would you do if a student isn't paying attention. Just stuff like that. I should be the recruiter for this, not these people. Jesus Christ. What if it's a trick question to see if you broke the rules and filmed a class without consent? I didn't consider that. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't, like, generally in Japan, you're not allowed to film people without their consent. So I don't know when I would be, like, I've been at some seminars, but I don't think those people want that video of them. I would be embarrassed, right? If I was in my class as a student being like, Sensei, I can't write the kanji for Niku. How do I write it? And, like, you're looking like a fool, and they're recording it and showing it to people. I wouldn't like that. But like recently, the job interview culture is just getting out of hand. It's so bad. Like if you guys are on Reddit and if you follow the like our recruiting hell or anti-work, it's just like hearing about people's job interviews. And I've been, the last 2 years probably, I've been to like 50 job interviews and they're all bad. Even the jobs I have got, the interview system was just hell. I've had job interviews last year or this year even, no, last year, and the job interviews in like 4 parts for like a really entry level teaching position. It's just there's no job interview should be 3 or 4 parts. It's ridiculous. Unless it's for like a brain surgeon. Nah, man. Aoki said I was gonna make the elephant my best friend. Yeah, for real though. Like the question was, if you were gifted an elephant, you can't sell it, you can't give it away, what do you do with the elephant? And this is in regards to your work ethic. Where am I gonna put an elephant? Is it like, and like, you never answer these questions honestly. It has to be something about you being good at your job, right? So it's like, do I make money from the elephant? Like you obviously, you can't kill the elephant. Like, what is the correct answer? Please tell me the correct answer to this question, because I feel like I do so many friggin' interviews, this question is gonna come up. Alisa said, I love anti-work. Yeah, anti-work is great, honestly. Job interviews are so humiliating, low-key. Oh my god, you feel like Oliver Twist. You're like, please, sir, please hire me. And the worst part is, in job interviews, it's like the first 30 minutes, because you want to get in and out, right? And so like you're trying to like think of a way to ask what the salary is without it making it seem like you're asking about the salary, or like that's all you care about, which is all you care about. Like literally, I'm just here for money, please just tell me how much the salary is. And I had so many job interviews last year where they were like, oh yeah, you find out what the salary is in the 3rd interview. It's like, piss off. Like, really? And how they get you is like they often don't pay your travel to work. That's one way that they get you. They don't pay for your pension and health insurance. That's another way that they get you. David said, probably best answer is start an elephant ride business. No, like, I think that might be it. That might be the best answer. Start an elephant ride business. But like, do you need a license for that? Also, is this legal? Like, can you just legally... And also, like, from where to where? I guess you could take it to, like, the beach. Like, if you go to Kanagawa or, like, Zushi and take it to the beach, you could just ride, like, but then again, one elephant ride, like, up to, like, 30,000 yen a day. But then how much food does an elephant eat? And then you're going to have to pay money to store the elephant somewhere. I don't think this is, like, profitable. Alisa said, I don't like that question. I won't even pretend I'd ever exploit an endangered animal. For real though, like, leave the poor elephant alone. The elephant's been through enough. Jesus Christ. Any company that doesn't reveal a salary immediately is a massive red flag. Here's the problem. Particularly in Japan, most companies are red flags. Literally, when life gives you lemons, have elephant rides. Can you legally own an elephant? Okay, you can legally own an elephant, but probably not in most countries. Like, however, in Japan, unfortunately, this is a bad thing. You can own like a meerkat, you can own an alligator, you can own a bunch of shit that you should not be owning. I mentioned about this before, but in Shin Okubo, there is a pet store that's kind of like gray area. And I've been there before. They had a baby alligator. Like, I shit you not, they sell alligators and you can have a pet alligator in Japan. And there's tons of people with like meerkats, and you see them walking around with like meerkats in little harnesses, and that a meerkat has no place in Takeshita Dori in Harajuku. People should not have meerkats. Emily said, ride it to work. Do they provide elephant parking? Yeah, that's a good point. I'll ask them. You're gifting me an elephant. Like, can I bring it to work? Does that mean we do get parking? Or walk the elephant through Tokyo and sell advertising on it. Okay, David is business minded. Yeah, you could put a billboard on it. Like a host club billboard, and then you play the obnoxious music, the one that's like vanilla, vanilla. The way everyone wants a job for a living, but we have to lie and act like you really, really, really want that job. I hate that as well. They're like, what do you like about our company? And you have to like Google their company, and you're like, oh, I like that your company has been around since 1986, and you have to like pure lie through your teeth. The problem is, my ADHD forces me to apply for lots of jobs at one time. So I'll have like rounds of job interviews, and they're asking me questions about their company, and I don't know which thing I'm applying for because there's so many. So I have to like pure lie out my ass. Yeah, so don't do that. So you can own a monkey in Japan. Yes, you can. You can own a monkey. And there is a video that I made, and it was like wildest night out in Tokyo, and I met a guy that had a monkey on his shoulder, and my friend wanted to pet it, and I said, don't pet it. I think like you don't know what that monkey's been, and you can just get like, you can go to Shinokubo and you can buy a monkey, and like that monkey's probably not trained. And then later in the evening, we were in a bar, and a guy stumbled in, clutching his neck, and it was bleeding, and he said that a monkey bit him. So yeah. Oh, alarm. 1 second. So yeah. 1, don't get a pet monkey. 2, don't take it to Shinjuku. And 3, don't pet any pet monkeys. And this guy's like, his neck was bleeding profusely, and I was like, I told you, don't pet the monkey. So you can get a monkey, you can get capybara as a pet here. Like, that's one thing that I would consider, but all these animals, just there's no reason for you to have these animals in your house. Yeah, you can use my bathroom. Just mind a little alligator in the bathtub. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I feel like alligators need some level of living, right? Like, they must need like a certain temperature. They must need a certain amount of water. Like, no one in Tokyo has enough space for a friggin' alligator. Even like meerkats, aren't they from the desert? What are they gonna do in December in Tokyo? All Here's Me said, if the company gives me an elephant, maybe I should start a business and give the elephant away to one of the applicants. Just like what they did to me. Oh, okay, and the elephant keeps getting passed on. I feel really bad for this elephant, man. I'm not sure I like this idea. Don't forget to like the stream to boost it in the algorithm. Thank you, Alisa. I didn't know that it did that. I need to learn more about YouTube. Okay, capybaras are cute, but capybaras are so cute, but I prefer them in the wild. This though, okay, there is one zoo I went to. I also made a video about this. When I go to a zoo, I make sure that I research it first, so the zoo isn't like a bad place. In Japan, there are questionable and bad zoos, but there are some good ones, and the good ones are normally really far out. I went to the one in Shizuoka. It's called Shaboten, and they had capybara, and they have like the giant onsen baths, like the giant hot springs, and you can watch them turn on the hot spring water, and the capybara all get in the baths, and they put like different fruits and flowers in there. It was really, really sick, and the capybaras seem really happy, and there's like a petting area, and they just get fed all day and lie in the sun. Those are great. However, in Tokyo, there are a lot of capybara cafes, and I don't think that's a good thing. Like, capybaras shouldn't be in like a room all day. Like, they need sunshine. When I went to the zoo and I saw how happy they were just like laying in the sun, and then they put on the bath, and you see them get in this giant like stone bath, and they're like splashing around. It was really, really nice. It made me really sad for the ones that are like in Harajuku, Takeshita Dori, in just like some room. Like, it's just really freaking sad. Ryan said, you gotta be careful with those elephants. They have long memories and are vindictive. Yeah, I remember there was that elephant that killed that woman, and then it went to her funeral and started stomping around. So yeah, never cross an elephant. Mora said, Shabbaton is really nice. They let the small monkeys roam free sometimes. Yeah. I went to Shabbaton and they had like the peacocks just walking around. And again, the capybara's enclosure was very, very big and they could take baths. I don't know, it sounds pretty sick. If I come back as an animal, I might want to come back as a capybara and live at that zoo and just bathe all day. That would be wonderful. Oh, Mobius! Thank you! Arigato! My first donation, thank you. I'm moving to Japan next year. Your video was one of the things inspired me to do so. Time to get a monkey. Thank you, Mobius! I wish you good luck on your journey. Let us know a little bit more about what you'll be doing in Japan. And don't get a monkey though. There is a guy on TikTok that I follow, and he has barely any followers. I don't know why I'm following him. He's a foreign guy in Japan, and he has like 3 of these tiny monkeys. They're like this big, and he just like films himself in like his tiny little apartment with these tiny little monkeys, and he's eating like cup noodle, and they're just eating the cup noodle out of his bowl. It's wild. Like, he's just not feeding them correct food, and they're just chilling in his apartment. It is wild. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do in Japan you probably shouldn't be doing. Yay, thank you, Mobius. I'm really, really happy. That makes me really, really happy. Yeah, let us know all about your journey to Japan and what you're doing. Or Here's Me said, that time I got reincarnated as a capybara in Shabbaton, and I got to smell my sister's feet. That's how that anime would end. Yeah, I guess when I die and when I come back as an animal, I either want to be a frog or a capybara that lives in Shabbaton. That would be perfect. Pygmy marmoset. That's it. That's what that guy has. Is that a monkey? Yeah, he has pygmy marmoset. I don't follow that many people on TikTok, so I don't really use it. So I'm gonna find this guy's TikTok, and I'm gonna post it in the Discord later, so you guys can see these tiny monkeys, and they just eat like whatever food he's eating. And I don't know a lot about pygmy marmosets, but that's probably not what they should be doing. Augie said, I stopped paying attention for a sec, huh? Okay, there is a man in Tokyo who has really tiny monkeys, and he films them in his house. He's like a foreign guy. And I get, like, so many people in Japan just have really wild card pets, like tiny monkeys and meerkats and stuff like that. And I think it is legal here, I'm assuming. The laws about animals here are pretty lax, and they should not be. But yeah, once again, guys, please follow the Discord. I put it in the link. People there answer questions about living in Japan, and I also post about my brand and samples and stuff like that. And generally, it's just a really fun, chill place. There are other species of small monkey, though. I just know only one. I think it's that. I think it does actually ring a bell. I read that there's like these tiny monkeys. I think they're called like spider nantoka monkey. Not like spider monkey, but like a different kind of monkey. It's really small. And in the 70s, you could write to a newspaper and they'd send you one if you paid like $15. And so many stories of people getting these monkeys, and apparently they're hyper aggressive. And if you leave a mirror anywhere, they'll just jack off in front of the mirror all day looking at themselves. So if you have one of these monkeys, you would have to cover every mirror in your house, and all they do all day is jack off and throw shit at you. I want one. Owl monkey. Oh, that sounds really cute. I don't know what an owl monkey is. I'm gonna Google it. I'm learning a lot about monkeys. There is a very famous corporate VTuber who has a monkey. I didn't know that. That's pretty sick. Should they be having this monkey or not? I feel like you need to know a lot about monkeys to have a monkey, and you need to have like a proper space. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about monkeys. Monkeys are very self-loving. Yeah, I see myself in them. Mobius says, I'll be in AOT for around a year or two because I'm doing online master's degree and then I'll switch over. That's our... That's a really good idea. Sorry, Tay Love, you walked into us talking about the tiny monkeys that like to jack off. Yeah, Mobius, that's a great idea. That's my best scenario, I think, for moving to Japan is coming here as an ALT because you have lots of free time and the job isn't too stressful. And then that's perfect for you to get your master's done and then you can move on to something else. I know people that have been AOTs for like years and years and they really enjoy it. And I don't mind being an AOT, but it was a little bit boring for me after a while. But the first year was sick. We are talking about monkey. Yeah, some monkeys, not me, some monkeys, some tiny monkeys that lots of people had as pets, it turned out that they were hyper aggressive and they would just jack off in front of a mirror all day and they would throw shit at you. So less people have those as pets now. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know, can't people just get like a cat or a dog? Why does everyone... At one point, I did see people who have like fennec foxes and they're super, super cute. And before I was more environmentally minded, I googled about having a fennec fox and people said that they just scream constantly all day, so probably also don't get a fennec fox. So again, yeah, just get like a normal pet. Get a rat. A rat is a good pet. Speaking of rats, hello Rat Queen, doesn't sound much different than a guy. Yeah, for real. It's just like having a boyfriend. Stinky, loud, jacks off all day. Like, what's the difference? At least a boyfriend might pay half your rent. Monkey probably doesn't. Bad Japanese laws about what pets you can own. I'm going to research this for next time about what pets you can have in Japan. I feel like you can have almost anything in Japan. Yeah, I feel like they didn't really limit that. It's probably like don't have like a bear, a tiger, or a gorilla, and then everything else is fair game. But like once again, for those who missed it, there is a pet shop in Shin Okubo, and they had a baby alligator, and I saw it. I'm telling you, you can buy a baby alligator. Do not, but you can, but don't. Oki said, love yourself, but maybe not as much as one of those monkeys. Yeah, maybe not jack off like all day. After work though, that's fair game. You can jack off as much as you want. Do one on me. Mobius said, I need to live like the snow monkeys in Nagano. I went to see the snow monkeys in Nagano and that was like one of the best experiences of my life. If you ever get a chance to see the snow monkeys in Nagano, please go. They're a lot bigger than they look in the pictures. They're like, I don't know, like half the size of a human. But they don't give a shit. They'll come and stand right next to you. Like, you're not supposed to touch them, so don't touch them. But you can take selfies with them. It was sick. And the little babies are really, really cute. Alisa said, you can make a PowerPoint about the animals you can own and then submit it to that weird company. Oh my god, I should have done that. I love that. But that makes me feel like I'm advertising these weird animals. Like, I don't know. Maybe just get like a cat. I have a cat. It's a pretty cool pet. I used to have a hedgehog, and this is before I realized you shouldn't have these kind of pets. I did used to have a hedgehog, and he lived his whole life, like 4 years, and it was fine. But it's a very difficult pet to have, so don't have it unless you can do a lot of research about it. My OBS is telling me it's having an error, so let me know if it's lagging. If it is, I'm sorry. Hi Bunny, it's Pupa from the US. Just popped in to say hi. Okay, back to work. Hi Pupa. What do you think about the deer in Nara? I went to Nara and I saw their deer and it was pretty sick. This was during the pandemic not during the pandemic, but when we were still in lockdown, not lockdown, but the borders were closed, but we could go out freely. and there weren't any tourists, so the deer are really, really hungry and they started to lose weight. So again, I think they need to make sure that when they're like when you fill any space with an animal, make sure that you have enough food for the animal for like years and years and years, because like at one point the deer were getting pretty hungry. Yeah, I don't know, it might lag from now. If it I don't have my LAN cable plugged in. I need to get a new LAN cable and then it won't lag anymore. So yeah, my next stream I will have LED lights to the back to look cooler, and I will have a LAN cable so it won't lag as much. So sorry guys, this stream's gonna suck a little bit. I heard dudes are the worst pets. Dudes are for real the worst pets. Jesus Christ. Again, same as those little spider monkeys. All they do is stink and jack off. Ozzy-san, arigato! Thank you! You're the best. Did you miss our conversation about the tiny monkeys that jack off? I hope you didn't. Thank you so much. You're not a bad pet. You're a good pet. Ozzy-san is the best pet. Oatmeal said, will you ever grow out your hair long again, or do you plan on keeping it short? Oh, that's a very good question. I was thinking about it a lot, because maybe I get bored of things very easily, but if I have my hair short, I can eat ramen like so easily. And before when I used to eat ramen, it used to go in my food. I do have clip-in extensions when I want long hair, but they're really, really annoying. I'm not sure if you've seen my videos. It just looks a little bit unnatural, and like the back, you can kind of see them. You can get braid-in extensions, which I used to do, but now they're like, for a full set of braided extensions, it will cost about 26,000 yen, and I don't really want to spend that kind of money on hair. So for now, it's just going to be like this, but I'm thinking to dye my hair soon. Let me know if I should grow my hair out though. Like, I was thinking to grow it out a little bit, at least so I could do like pigtails. Rat Queen said, have you seen the bird Shima and Naga? They're so cute. I'd love to see one in person. Shima and Naga. Ozzy-Osan said, I only just showed up. Yeah. Someone tell Ozzy-Osan about the monkeys. Ozzy-Osan said, I'm a pet, well, as long as I get head scratches. Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. I guess you are kind of like a pet. So we were talking about these tiny monkeys that you could get as pets, and they would sit in front of a mirror all day and jack off. So as long as you don't do that, then yeah, I think you'd be a perfect pet. And you seldom shit on the floors. That's great. But yeah, Ozzy-Osan, thank you, arigato. Oki said, maybe a wig. I do have a lot of wigs that I need to get out of storage. So since I moved, I put them in a box somewhere that I can't reach. So once I build some stilts, I'll get those down. And yeah, I want to get a white wig soon, like a white bob wig and a white long wig. So maybe we're going to do wigs for a while. Moonfox said, the tape ends I'd find on the street ripped out from the cuticle, particularly in Shinjuku. Yeah, I used to get the braided hair X there. It's like super gyaru. Like back in the day, I was gyaru, so it was fine to have like the braided part show, and they were fine. But when you took a shower, they were so heavy and it would pull at your hair. And I know someone recently who started to go bald because they had hair extensions for so long. So it's not a good idea. Like, unless your hair is super, super strong, and if you get exit all the time, you will start to go bald. Luckily, I could never afford enough hair exit to go bald. My best friend loves you so much. Please say hi, Liz. Hi, Liz! I love you too. David said, she said she is adopting a monkey tomorrow. I told you guys, we do not advocate adopting monkeys in this stream. Although I did adopt a koala during the the wildfires in Australia. I adopted a koala, so I'd send him money every month, and then one day they emailed me and they said that he died, and I thought it wasn't like real. I thought that it wasn't like a real koala. I thought that like I was just sending money for like the foundation, but I was actually sending it to this one koala, and his name was Dave, I think. And yeah, he freaking died. I'm like, why did you tell me? I would rather they didn't tell me and just kept taking my money, because I was really sad that day. Flash said, would love to see you in a white hair era. Ah, ooh, thank you. Thank you. Oh my god. Uwe said, do you think aliens and yokai are real? Have you experienced anything yourself? Okay, so when I lived in London when I was a kid, me and my dad saw like a few spaceships in the sky with lights, and they were moving around like this, and they were making formations, and it was in North London, and cars were stopping in the street, and people were getting out of their cars and looking at the sky, and I never saw anyone talk about it online. I mean, this was when I was a kid, so like, I don't know, did we have the internet back then? So yeah, but I tried looking it up later, and I don't remember seeing anything, but this definitely happened because my dad remembered this vividly. And I actually keep a lot up with like UFO and UAP news. I did watch the hearings that were in America, and I personally find it really, really interesting. And I'm kind of like the theory that they come up with that they're actually not exactly aliens, but they're like interdimensional beings, and that's why it's harder for us to picture them. So maybe I'm going to do a stream where I just talk about aliens one day. As far as yokai are, I've never seen or experienced a yokai. I have, however, seen ghosts. Ozzy-Otsan! Arigato! Stop it, you're gonna make me cry. Thank you. Oh my god. Oh, Ozzy-Otsan, you missed me talk about my meeting. I think I'll mail you later and I'll tell you about it. But yeah, I'm already a little bit emotional because of my meeting. So now you're making me like more emotional. Stop it. Thank you. I was just saying I'm gonna get LED lights here, like blue and white ones. So I'm gonna use this donation to get LED lights here, and then the stream will look less boring because I did just move my setup, and this wall is just, it's not giving. Aki said, and there I was gonna ask if extensions would make my hair less thin. Just try like getting cheap clip-in ones from Amazon and see if you like them first, and then if you do, maybe you can get tape-in. There's tape-in or there's braided ones. I think tape-in ones are better for your hair, and they will make your hair more thick. So yeah, you only go bald if you consistently have hair extensions. You won't go bald after like 1 or 2 tries. David said, koala died and they email you for a funeral cost. I would have paid it too. I would have paid for that koala's funeral. Moonfox said, I felt so bad for the beautiful Jedi girl's hair ripped out. Yeah, it's really sad. I've known a few girls who started to go bald from hair extension and over dyeing, particularly Gyaru, because they also bleach their hair. It's a bad combination to bleach and also have a hair extra. When I had the braided ones, when I would take them out, a lot of my hair would come out, but I also have very thick hair and I have to get my hair thin. So for me, balding wasn't an issue. Oatmeal said, if they sent me that my koala died, I would be devastated. Yeah, like, why did they have to tell me that? I was really, really upset. And it was so, he burnt his hands in the wildfires, and he had like those like bandages on his arms. It was so sad. So like I was donating money, but I thought like they were just keeping the money and giving it to all the koalas, right? So they didn't have to tell me that the koala died. I don't know why they did that. Andre, hi. Alien stream. We'll do that maybe next time. I want to do like a conspiracy theory and alien stream, because I do research a lot about UAPs. We did one kind of before with my American friend, Nicole, and she started telling us about this conspiracy theory that a lot of people have, that Finland isn't real. and it was the first time I heard about this. I googled it. There is a conspiracy theory where Finland doesn't exist, and when you fly to Finland, you're actually going somewhere else. Aussie Awesome said, I don't know if I've ever seen a spaceship, but I've seen a ghost of a Victorian girl when I was at a sleepover. That's sick. That's like the best. If you're gonna see a ghost, you probably want to see like a little Victorian kid or like a monarch. That's probably like the sickest thing you can see. That's really, really cool. If I saw a ghost, it would probably just be like someone from the 90s. I did see a ghost when I was in Nagano. Maybe I'll explain that story in a little bit, but that was pretty fucked up actually, now that I think about it. Poor little koala. I saw recently they found strange hair in England and tested it and found out it was confirmed to be a wild big cat. Yeah, we have this a lot in England, like people spot like big cats, and we did have the Beast of Basildon near where I used to live in Essex, and me and my dad saw a really big black cat, like a panther, walking around. So there are like actual big cats in England. And I remember that stream, someone asked about Bigfoot, and my friend was like, yeah, is everything big or just the feet? I was like, Jesus Christ. So, yeah, okay, I'll tell you about the ghost I saw. Very quickly. I was doing a photo shoot in Nagano, and it was just a photographer I met on Model Mayhem, and I went there, and it was a American guy and a Japanese guy, and they were photographers, and they wanted to take my picture. It seemed really sus, but I was like, whatever. They were paying a lot for this photo shoot, so I went there. They paid for my Shinkansen trip. It was great. It was very, very snowy, and they wanted to shoot in like the abandoned holiday homes that they sometimes have in Nagano. Because in the boom in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, when the economy was doing really well, they built a lot of these holiday homes all around Japan. Like these like apartment buildings, kind of like Aspen, I guess. But the economy crashed and they're just abandoned now. So we went there and we were taking pictures in this abandoned, like we were walking in the rooms and taking pictures. Oh, thank you! Arigato! Yay! So yeah. Thank you so much. Wait, you're gonna make me forget. Oh yeah, so we were taking pictures in this abandoned building, and it was really, really dusty, and it was like strange because these are holiday homes, and you walk in and it's like everything was there, like people were living there, and sometimes there would be like food on the tables that was just dusty. It was like Chernobyl. It was like people just got up and left one day. And then we went into the bedroom of one of the apartments, and there was a pure crisp white sheet, and there was a shape of a body of someone underneath, lying like perfectly. You could see their face and their body under the sheet. And the Japanese photographer grabbed my shoulder and he said, let's get out of here. And we all just went out and we got in the car and we drove away, and we didn't speak about it for a while. So it was like we were all shook up, and we didn't really talk about it. We went to the next base and we did more photo shoot, and then they mailed me back a few days later and they said they went back there, and not only was the body not there, but the room we were in was not there either. They checked the number of the rooms before we went in there, and they went back, and that room didn't exist anymore, and they couldn't find it. They couldn't find any room, and they definitely couldn't find a body, because they were like, oh, what if someone died, or like what if no one knew, blah 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 blah. But it turns out I just didn't exist. Like, did we collectively hallucinate this? Was it a ghost? I don't know. Let me know what you think, guys. So anyway, thank you. Do you practice lucid dreaming? No, I do not, and I'll tell you why. Because I heard that people who practice lucid dreaming, sometimes if you get caught in a lucid dream, you can be trapped there for like 30 years of dream time, but for actual time, it's only like an hour. So I'm actually a little bit scared of lucid dreaming. I also have horrific nightmares, and this month, I had really bad nightmares almost every night. Last night I did as well. So yeah, maybe like 80% of the time this month I had really, really bad nightmares, and I woke up once or twice in the night, so that's why I'm extremely tired now. But I get sleep paralysis a lot, so basically I don't want to fuck around with my dreams. I've never had out-of-body experiences. Near-death experience, I guess I was stabbed, but I wasn't stabbed badly, so I guess I've never really had a near-death experience. I don't know if anyone else has. Please give us your experiences. Stratosphere said, this is so funny because I just rewatched the video where you talked about this yesterday. Oh, I'm glad. Like, maybe I'll delete that and make another one because I feel like I would be able to talk about it better now. But that was an interesting experience. Morris said, that's crazy. And Oatmeal said, I would lose my mind. Yeah, I was like, what if the body follows me? What if I open my bedroom one day and the body's there? We were worried, like, what if it was like a homeless person that died? And the other thing that was weird is this whole apartment was dusty, but that room, everything was dusty, but the bed and the sheet were crisp white. So that makes me feel like maybe we did like collectively hallucinate. Maybe it wasn't real. I don't know. David said, sure they weren't pranking you. I don't think so, because we didn't talk about it afterwards. We all just sat in the car in silence and then drove, and we didn't talk about it afterwards, and they weren't filming me. And I just didn't really get that vibe. Yeah, maybe it was another dimension. Recently now I'm getting more into UAPs. I am considering like maybe alternate dimensions are a thing. Alisa said, I lucid dream often but not on purpose. It's often triggered by a nightmare and I gain lucidity to escape. Yeah, when I have sleep paralysis, I get it so often that now I can become aware, which is a good thing. Aussie Awesome said, wait, that sounds like the perfect way to learn a new skill. Skim an entire HTML textbook and the lucid dream for 30 years in an hour. And oh my god, that's some Matrix shit. You are so right. That would be a really good idea. But like, yeah, I guess. Maybe that's why really, really smart people, that's what they did. They're just lucid dream life hack. Stratosphere said it didn't have a smell at all. Ah, that's a good point. There wasn't any smell. It was like nothing. And remember, because this is in Nagano and it was snowing, everything had this kind of like cleansed by snow smell, like that kind of like wet smell. So I don't remember. Yeah, it didn't have like a dead body smell. I know what a dead body smell like, and it didn't smell like that. Ulu said, you can use lucid dreaming to manage your nightmares. I need to hear the lore about the stabbing incident. Yeah, maybe because I do have such bad sleep problems, maybe I should learn lucid dreaming. It might help. But my dreams are quite short, and normally I just wake up and I feel really, really bad. It's not like I have... The dreams themselves aren't so vivid, and my sleep paralysis is always auditory. Normally, I semi-wake up and there's someone outside of my house telling me that they're gonna come in and kill me. And yeah, but now I know I've had it so many times that I wake up, I'm just like, oh, this again. And you know how I know it's not a ghost? It's because it's speaking in English and not Japanese. And the first few times I had it in Japan, I was worried that it was a yokai or a ghost, but then I realized if it was a ghost, it would be speaking Japanese. Okay, the stabbing incident, I did make a video about this, you can watch it. I think it's called My Murdery Sister or something. Basically, my sister is a heroin addict and she used to wait outside my door with a knife. And one day she did actually stab me, but luckily I moved, so it kind of just like sliced me a bit and made quite a bit of blood actually, but it wasn't like a... shouldn't actually get it in my... it didn't like get any of my organs or anything, so that was good. Oki said, I'm not sure if it counts, but I think my body got ready for the end when I was launched 2 meters in a traffic accident. Oddly peaceful. That's really interesting and also kind of calming. Like if you think you're about to die, you just feel peaceful. I've never had a near-death experience, so I'm not quite sure what that would feel like. But that's, yeah, that's kind of nice. I like to think that at the end you just become kind of peaceful. Because, like, even when my sister stabbed me, it was so scary that it wasn't like, I didn't think I was gonna die. It was just like pure fear and like shock, I guess. I've had a lot of like scary like violent things happen to me, but it's more just kind of like adrenaline happens and then time speed ups really, really fastly. Hello Fixer Kanji. We are talking about ghosts and life or death experiences and out of body experiences. I actually haven't experienced a near death experience or out of body experience, but some other people have. Taylor said, I don't know, I was in a bad car accident and it was pure panic. Yeah, right? Like you just like your adrenaline spikes. I've been in a car accident too, and it was just adrenaline. But maybe Aoki was actually so close to death. Yeah, apart from that, I don't think I've ever almost died. Just a few times. I got beaten up once in school so badly I almost died, but again, that was just like adrenaline. Aoki said, yeah, I didn't really feel pain until after I hit the ground. I noticed I got hit with some seats, but I didn't feel it until after. Were you okay? How much damage was done? Did you get really hurt? I was in a car accident only once, but it wasn't that bad, so but yeah, car accidents are actually really terrifying. So, oh yeah, also I saw one more ghost in Japan. I didn't see it, but my old two or three apartments ago, me and my ex-boyfriend were getting ready to move, and we had to go out at night, and it was pouring down with rain, and we had to buy like duct tape to tape up the boxes because we were just about to move, and we walked to get to the other side of wherever. We had to go through this underground tunnel, and as we went underground, something in my ear was like, I don't know how to explain, went like like a voice making a really creepy noise, and it was definitely a human voice, and I could almost feel someone's breath on my neck, and my ex-boyfriend heard it too, and we ran out and we got home and we talked about it, and the freaky thing was I heard a man and he heard a woman's voice. And I don't know, I still don't know like what, and I remember it scared me so much I wouldn't go back through that tunnel, and me and my ex-boyfriend argued really, really hard about this because it was at night and we needed something, and he wanted me to walk back through that tunnel and I didn't want to, and he was like calling me a baby and childish and stuff like that, but honestly I was terrified, and he won the argument and we walked through it. I didn't hear the voice again, but the whole time I was just really, really scared. Emily said, I was on the highway during a blizzard and my entire windshield froze. I couldn't see anything. Windows frozen shut, and I just started praying like, yep, this is it. That's terrifying. Driving in general is so scary. That's why I don't drive. Oki said, I was a bit hurt but nothing major. I was in the back of a bus and landed on the middle of it. Lost my glasses on the panic after the fact. That's really, really scary. I'm glad that you were okay. Alisa said, car accidents suck. Had my first and only when I was a new driver, and there was hail in late May and everyone was scrambling to get home. Yeah, that sounds terrifying. I should never drive, so luckily I'll never have this issue, I think. Headshot Harry said, Ohio Capsule-chan. It's about 7:30 a.m. here in California. Glad I could catch her live. Hi, Headshot Harry. My stream's giving me an error again, so I'm sorry if it's getting laggy. Again, my next live I'll have the LAN cable, so it won't be lagging anymore. So I'm sorry that this live is kind of sucky. Yeah, I'm getting I'm getting the error message. I never had this before. Ooh, thank you. Oh my god, I'm not sure if you can sense you can hear me, but thank you. I'm sorry it's lagging. Yeah, I don't know why this is happening because I spent so much money on expensive internet, but alas, I'm gonna get a LAN cable, and the next live, which I'll do pretty soon, it shouldn't have any connection issues. I'm really, really sorry. Yeah, I've never had this before. It only started happening a little while ago. I'm sorry. Ooh, thank you. Let me read your comment. Sleep paralysis may be indicative of either shadow people feeding off of you while you sleep or an alien abduction. Oh my god, I never considered it might be an alien abduction. I always thought that sleep paralysis was just I thought of like the scientific thing that my brain is in between two states, and that's why I have sleep paralysis. I also have like sleep problems from PTSD and anxiety, so I just figured it was like to do with that. But I do think shadow people and aliens are more attracted to people with anxiety and PTSD and stuff like that, so maybe it's like all of these things. I don't know what you guys think sleep paralysis is, so yeah, let me know. But like, oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm still getting the error. It like disappears sometimes. But yeah, I did for a while think that my sleep paralysis was like a ghost or something like that. But once I moved to Japan and I kept having it, but kept having it in English, I knew that it wasn't ghosts, because ghosts in Japan would speak Japanese and they were speaking English. So I knew at least it wasn't ghosts. Might be aliens though. My sleep paralysis is all like auditory. I don't see stuff anymore. I used to see like crazy stuff, but it stopped after a while, and now it's just voices. I know a lot of people that have sleep paralysis, so I think it's a pretty common thing to have. I also get it when I'm very tired and very stressed. When I'm overtired, I tend to get sleep paralysis more, which seems to be the norm. And when I'm stressed from work, I get it. Thank you, Oki. Thanks for letting me know. Hi, Crit Spiri. I cannot read. I'm so sorry. Oki said, maybe they were following you. Don't say that. Don't say that. Yeah, maybe my sleep paralysis ghost got in my suitcase and followed me to Japan. It is weird though, because it is the same voice I hear every time, and it's not my voice, and it's not my brain's voice. It's like a different voice. Sleep paralysis is hearing voices when one is falling asleep. Okay, so sleep paralysis is usually you kind of wake up and you can't move, like you're frozen. But you can also hear voices and you can also see things. The most common one is being frozen. At first, I used to be frozen and I wasn't able to move. But then I watched Kill Bill, and you know the scene where she's paralyzed from being in a coma and she wiggles her toe? I started wiggling my toe, and that's how I learned how to break out of sleep paralysis really, really easily. But then when I started to break out of sleep paralysis, I started to get the auditory hallucinations. I've seen some weird stuff too, but I haven't seen stuff for years and years. Cheryl said, hi from Kyoto, your makeup's super pretty. Hi Cheryl! My makeup was much better earlier, I assure you. I had a meeting today, and then I came home and I got a little bit sweaty. It was really, really humid today. Ozzy Osan said, sleep paralysis, not the fun answer, but it's just connections between different parts of your brain not firing properly. Which makes sense, because maybe it's also part of my dyspraxia that my brain just doesn't work properly, so maybe it's also a symptom of that. Crit Spirit said, sounds right however you say it. You're a darling. I love you. Alisa says, do you have tinnitus? I feel like that gets worse with stress. I do not. One thing I got with stress last year, no wait, this year, it was this year, I got Bell's palsy, and half of my face froze completely, and I wasn't able to close this eye, and I wasn't able to smile, and it was really embarrassing, and I had to wear an eye patch. And yeah, there's a couple of pictures of me on my Instagram from when I was wearing my eye patch, and it was a bad time. And I found out that like Justin Bieber and Angelina Jolie also had Bell's palsy, I guess because they have very stressful lives. And you can also get it if your face gets too cold. And if you get Bell's palsy, there's a 20% chance that your face is stuck like that forever, and you don't know until after, like, I think it takes 2 weeks to go away. It was amazing. Online it said 2 weeks, and it was 2 weeks exactly, and my face went back to normal. Ozzy Awesome said, there is the research into people whose left and right brain hemispheres have been severed but still otherwise intact, developing two personalities with another name and everything. That's really interesting. We do not know enough about the brain. The brain is so interesting. I just made a video about dyspraxia, which is very much brain related to ADHD and autism. A lot of these things are related, but we don't really know how. So I'm really interested, like the next 20 years, how much more research is done into the brain. Oh, I literally just saw on Twitter that they were able to record the sounds from tinnitus. I want to hear it. I wonder what it sounds like. I thought it was just like ringing. So yeah, don't have sleep paralysis if you can handle if you can all avoid it. I think I've only seen things with sleep paralysis that I can remember 3 times. One was a giant spider that crawled on me. The second was I woke up and my room was full of cameras and they were all zooming in on me. And the last one was, it was weird. I was sleeping at my friend's house in the forest in England, and the window was open, and I woke up and there was like a forest creature. It kind of looked like Gollum, but its skin was made of leaves, like fallen leaves. Like it had like brown, crispy, leafy skin and giant amber eyes, and it was on my chest walking over me, and I could hear the leaves rustling, and then I woke up. Or like I snapped out, and yeah, it was actually really, really cute, but also terrifying. Ozzy Osan said the eye patch was adorable though. Ozzy Osan actually saw me with Bell's palsy and my eye patch when he came to my Con Cafe event I had. The Bell's palsy happened right when I was doing the Con Cafe event, and it was super embarrassing because I had to do this event with an eye patch, and someone bought champagne, and I tried to pour this guy's champagne, and I didn't even really know this guy, and I spilled it everywhere because I couldn't see because I had a freaking eye patch. It was so embarrassing. And then they paid for a photo shoot, and I could barely see, and I was trying to do this photo. It was such an odd night, but I had a really, really good time, and I'm very thankful that Ozzy Osan was there to witness this. Alisa said, with who she was married to, I would believe Angelina had Bell's palsy from stress. Yeah, I've seen a lot in the news recently about that marriage, and I am wholly glad that I never married Brad Pitt. Ozzy Olsen said, that's a fae. Yeah, honestly, it really could have been. It looks so realistic. I'm sorry, my cats are like beating each other up. Stop it. It looks super realistic. And the fact that I could even hear this thing was wild, and it's not like anything else I've ever seen. So maybe it was real, maybe. Leaf creature sounds like a Ghibli movie character. Yeah, I didn't get any kind of like bad feeling from it. I got like a very neutral feeling, and it seemed like really inquisitive. He was small too. He was like this big, and he was just crawling up my body and looking at me like curiously. He had giant amber eyes and skin made of leaves, and I can still remember like the crunchy rustling noise of as he was moving, the skin was kind of like overlapping and rubbing against each other. It was really, really odd. The veil is thin. Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned before, I have seen a UFO and maybe a ghost. I don't know what the hell that thing was that I saw. So I do believe there are things beyond our comprehension, but as I've been on Reddit a lot, I'm leaning towards other dimension. Oh, here's me said, 100% agree, so cute. Yeah, you saw it too. Yeah, it was embarrassing, but I do miss my eye patch. I might bring back the eye patch for one day only. I kind of got used to it. At first, it was really impossible for me to like grab things because I do have dyspraxia plus eye patch. It was just like a bad time. The worst part was is that my eye wouldn't close, so I had to manually blink my eye. And even though I had the eye patch, my eye was open under the eye patch. Aussie Old Sun said, pretty sure he loved it. So yeah, what other conspiracy theories haven't we talked about yet? Generally, I am very open to things. Okay. I do actually really believe in one conspiracy theory, and people always think I'm mad. I really believe in Atlantis, and I watch a lot of documentaries where this guy who really believes in Atlantis, he went there to where they believe Atlantis is in the eye of the Sahara, and it was really friggin' interesting. And they have a lot of like they have satellite imagery of where they think Atlantis was, and it does look like it could have been Atlantis. Like they matched it up to the drawing that Plato did and the descriptions, and it does seem like the Atlantis existed. Just don't give it your name or eat any food it gives you, and don't thank it. Or promise to give it my firstborn child. Yeah, for real, it could be like the goblins in Goblin Market, and it gives you like really delicious fruit and you crave it forever. Imagine if it gave me a really delicious piece of cheese and then that's all I wanted to eat forever. Which is kind of like what actually happened. Uru said, I had a night hag sit on my lower back. Oh my god, that's kind of similar to what happened to me. Anna Maria said, I can't read. I'm gonna call you Anna. Okay, Anna said the Eye of Sahara. Yes, it's in the Eye of Sahara, which I believe is in Syria or near to Syria. I'm gonna try and find this video for you guys. This guy traveled there, and you can't get there. You can't just fly there. He had to go through all these different countries and stay in like shacks that were filled with cockroaches. It was wild. And they got there, and the government protects that area, and they're really weird. Like, they wouldn't let them dig any holes, and they wouldn't let them excavate stuff. It is very, very mysterious. And the theory about Atlantis is that Atlantis used to also have a lot of technology that we don't even have now, but then the Great Flood happened, and basically it wiped Atlantis out and people with that knowledge out. However, it's still thought that there are people who survived and were able to like spread the knowledge of Atlantis. It's really, really interesting. It sounds wild, but if you watch documentaries about it, it does seem a little bit more believable. And also, like, there was a great flood. Like, it is documented in the Bible about the great flood. So I really, really believe in this whole Atlantis thing, and it makes me really excited. And they are doing research into it. So maybe one day we'll find out if Atlantis existed. It was said Atlantis is real. Megalithic architecture from around the world proves there was a prior advanced civilization. Yeah, because this channel, they do a lot of research. And one thing is like how a lot of the blocks of stone were cut. They're just so precise. Like there is no way. Like it seems like it was cut with lasers. Everything it seems so precise. Like even with our current, like they tried to do the same thing with our current technology and they couldn't do it. So like, you're right, Anna, they're definitely hiding something. And like, yeah. Oh, thank you. It was like the best person to have in your stream, like giving the best questions. Iris said, what happens after we die? Okay, so I'm not religious, so I don't really believe in like heaven or Valhalla or anywhere like that. I think that it is kind of like lucid dreaming. This is my theory. My theory is that our soul does get reincarnated a bunch of times, and it's kind of like a computer. I think that life in general and space are kind of like computers. So we get reincarnated over and over again, and we have different experiences, but we're collecting data. And once we have enough data, we can kind of make our own heaven, kind of like lucid dreaming. So you take all the people, places, and experiences that you've had, and that's the data you can use, and you can kind of like build your own space, and you are time and space. It sounds wild again, but this is kind of how, like, this is definitely what I think is going to happen when we die. And we talked about this recently, and I read a Reddit post where I think it was in Millennials, and someone said, I feel so tired all the time. I don't think I should feel this tired at my age. And a lot of people agreed they felt really, really tired. And it's almost, and I feel this the same, like kind of like soul sick, like your soul is so tired. And people speculated that like if there is reincarnation, some people have been reincarnated so many times that you're reaching the end of how much you can do. And that's kind of like how I feel. Like I feel really, really like tired. And I feel like more tired than I should be at my age. So I always wondered maybe if it was like that. Thoth also says that his boats are submersible. Yeah, there are lots of myths about the flood. Yeah, the flood is fascinating. I mean, obviously, like, again with the pyramids, that time period, that whole area was like green and verdant. Like it looked completely different to now. Like it's impossible for us to imagine what it looked like then. We imagine it to look the same, like all desert, but it wasn't. It was like green and beautiful. Anna said Minoan civilizations is also very interesting. They used to think Minoan Knossos was Atlantis. That's really, really interesting actually. I'm gonna look more into this. Man, if they were so advanced compared to us, we just suck because of capitalism or something. I feel like every advanced civilization is brought down by capitalism. It's almost our turn. All cats go to heaven. Yeah, I like to, honestly, dogs go to heaven, but cats though, like, my cat has done some things that he should not have done, that God would not look kindly upon. Ozzy Awesome said, the Bible's Great Flood, if it was real, was likely just the area surrounding those stories because a month's travel back then is an afternoon's drive today. Honestly, I don't think that's true. They did prove back during, like, the biblical time that people traveled a lot more than people think they traveled. Like, people actually back then were well traveled. And they did, again, the channel that I watched, did research on like rock and sedimentation, and it does seem like at one time there was like a cataclysmic event that eroded a bunch of the rock down, like so much water. Like for example, if you look at like the Grand Canyon and stuff like that, like something eroded that down, and they did tests on like certain areas and certain places near the Eye of Sahara, and it seemed like due to the rock sedimentation that some water had passed at like extreme speeds that only could have been from like a flood or some kind of event. But this is just like, you know, what they're saying. have you heard of the Antikythera mechanism, an ancient Greek computer found in a shipwreck? I'm going to screenshot this. This sounds sick. No, I have not. That sounds amazing. Like, again, the ancient Greeks, like, they knew some stuff. Like, they knew a lot about the planets. They knew so much about the stars. Lekio said that area is supposed to have tons of old stuff. Religion teacher in our school said there was historical investigation for building and they found nothing. And then a truck fell into a building. My grandma always said if I'm an old soul and I like sleep. Yeah, I know, right? Like, it's weird that some of us were always called like old souls from when we were children. Is it just because we were like recently reincarnated? Like, I was just 90 and then I become a child. Oh, like a 9 lives type of deal. I had an idea about that kind of thing as a short story. I would like to hear your short story. Yeah, like, I generally believe that it's just like our brain's collecting data, or like our soul is collecting data, and eventually when we have enough data, we can produce something by ourselves. Like, Uwe said, what if an outside force came in and corrupted our reincarnation cycle? We do gain experiences, but our memory wiped at the moment of death and sent back to suffer. There is a theory about like prison planet where the earth did something wrong, or like the humankind did something wrong and we're kept here as a prison. I don't think that's the case though. I don't think if we were just sent here to suffer, there wouldn't be love and there wouldn't be cheese. So I feel like that's not necessarily true. I think that suffering is necessary so that when we do feel happiness and love, we really feel happiness and love. I think if you didn't my whole thing is about like philosophy is I take a really Buddhist stance that everything is about balance. Kind of like the Force. You can't have happiness without suffering, unfortunately, and you can't have love without hate. All boats are submersible once. Yeah, you got me there. Cridsbury said, we have evidence that Egypt and China had really good boats and continuous development throughout that time. Yeah, I think like people don't understand how much people did travel, particularly back then. There are also like a lot of reoccurring characters in history, like the story about gods is also quite reoccurring. Oh wait, I think I'm lagging again. Sorry if I'm lagging. Yeah, a lot. They did another video I watched where they talked about like similar stories that happened to gods, and there are a lot of similar stories that overlap through mythology that are just too similar. It seems like a lot of these tales overlap. And like, for example, like dragons, there's a lot of dragon imagery, and there's a lot of common imagery that's found all over the world. So it seems like people have been interacting and traveling for thousands of years. The stories say Anunnaki who are here choose to be here. Okay, so I also watched stuff about Anunnaki. I believe, from what I remember, the Anunnaki were like the original like aliens, I guess, who created us to be slaves, and then the slaves built the pyramids, and we are basically slaves. And then at some point they got bored of us, or they got what they needed and they fucked off, and they left us here. I think I feel like this could be true. Like, I feel like the theory that we were made by someone else, like by aliens possibly, I think that does actually have merit, because we're here, we don't know anything about why we're here, and we're a lot more advanced than every other species on the earth. It's just very, 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 very mysterious. So I think the Anunnaki theory does have some merit, and also there are depictions of Anunnaki in so many different mythologies, and like even like cave paintings and like pottery and stuff like that. There are many depictions of Anunnaki. So yeah. Also, I think Anunnaki was supposed to be giant. They were supposed to be like 10 foot tall. and there are a lot of depictions of giants, so I feel like that could have merit. It would explain us being here. I think that the Anunnaki used us to farm materials and stuff. It seems like. Also, like, why do the pyramids line up with the stars? That seems very alien. So that's where Prometheus, the movie, was inspired. I heard that movie was inspired by this theory, so I haven't seen it yet, but I do really want to watch this. Assassin's Creed has entered the chat. Yeah, a lot of Assassin's Creed is about this too. Actually, complete Odyssey, but never got to get to Atlantis because it was DLC, and I started partway through the DLC and then I moved, and then my ex-boyfriend kept my PlayStation and I didn't ever get to Atlantis. Uwu said, do you think we'll see disclosure in our lifetime? Okay, so I watched the hearing that happened in Congress. I'm sorry, my voice is like at its end. So we'll have this as like the last discussion before I go. I watched the hearing in Congress with the American Congress, and they got like the main guy. I forget his name, but his name begins with G. And there were like 3 guys, and they're all in the army, and they're quite high-ranking officers, and they basically said aliens are real, blah, 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 blah. And then one of the questions was, are the aliens killing me? Am I gonna die? The question was, why don't aliens tell us everything? And the guy said, because he said that humans are not ready for the secrets of the universe, and once humans are ready for the secrets, then they'll tell us. And I thought that was hella sick. But yeah, my voice is dying, so I'm probably gonna head off now. Next time I have a stream, I'll have LED lights and also a LAN cable. So sorry I like so much today, guys. Sorry I'm like literally dying now. I think it's because we told so many conspiracy theories. I literally think the FBI is in my location. So if I die tonight, you'll know that one of the things we talked about is real. Probably Atlantis. But yeah, good night, guys. Thank you so much. I had such a good time chatting with you, and I'll see you guys soon.